Welcome to a Victim Bites Back special. Here I am in Italy again, one of my favourite countries in the world, standing in front of the Moët and Chandon special stall by the pool I like to go to, which is odd since I don't like champagne. Tastes like cat's piss to me. I prefer a fine white wine and sparkling water. On my way from my beloved France to my beloved Italy, a journey I do every year in my car, stuck in traffic at the moment, which is slow moving. You've really got to pick your times until you reach the border, which is always fantastic, has been ever since the EU started, which I thoroughly am in favour of, when all you do is drive past a sign saying welcome to Italy. Anyway, on my way now in the car. It'll be 5 or 6 hours drive until I reach Florence, always hoping I get there, and I'm there for a few nights and then on for another 5 or 6 hours drive to Rome. I love this drive. Actually, the road all the way from Marseille along the French Riviera and then down around the hook of Italy into the basic part of the first leg of Italy is gorgeous. You see the Italian Riviera as well. Fabulous little nuggets of villages and towns nestling by the Mediterranean. It is a fantastic drive and one that everybody ought to make. It's been quite a week the last week or so, including, I think, possibly the best tennis match of all time. Actually, I remember the Bjorn Borg Vitas Gerulaitis match back in the 70s. I think it was a semi-final at Wimbledon, and it was one of those jaw-dropping tennis matches that made you pick up your phone and phone every friend to say, you've got to be watching this, it's incredible. Well, this match between Alcatraz, as I call him, Alcaraz actually, I call him that because my brother first turned me on to Alcaraz, and he lives in San Francisco near Alcatraz, and Yannick Sinner, who is my personal favourite, another Italian player, was absolutely extraordinary. I have to say, I've never seen a tennis match like it. I'm not going to do any spoilers, although you probably know about it. All I can say is let's wait for the Wimbledon final, which I think will be a repeat, which Sinner will win. In Florence, one of my favourite places is the Villa Cora. I used to think Napoleon stayed here all the time. Actually, the reality is his wife and then widow actually bought it and lived here amongst the glorious flowers, some of the nicest flowers I've ever seen. But when she died, it was turned into a hotel. And I've stayed here many times. I love it. The only problem is it's incredibly expensive. So I tend not to stay here any longer. But I often come here, where I'm always made very, very welcome, and use it as my office. As you know, I have numerous offices in all the cities I go to every year. They all know me terribly well, all welcome me with open arms, love the Rolls Royce being parked outside, let me stay here as long as I like. And I will often have meals in the restaurant. By the way, the restaurant at the Villa Cora is fantastic, Michelin 3 stars. And often other things as well. The massage here in the Villa Cora is fantastic. The lady who does the massage a few years ago said to me, you have the body of a 40-year-old. I said, oh, thank you very much, since I was at the time 78 or 79. Anyway, today, she said, she repeated it. I reminded her of what she said. She said, no, because she knew I was now 80. And she said, you do actually have the suppleness of a 40-year-old in your body. Your skin is perhaps a bit older, a 60-year-old. But your body is as supple as that of a 40-year-old. I have to tell you, it doesn't feel like that of a 40-year-old. But I do love coming here. The swimming pool is very nice, although nowhere near as nice as the one I will show you in a moment, where I do now tend to stay when I'm in Florence. But it's lovely to sit here, have a fine cocktail, a Pimm's or something, watch people swimming, occasionally go in myself and do an hour or a couple of hours backwards and forwards, and generally relaxing, getting my muscle tone up, making sure I'm as supple as a 40-year-old, and enjoying myself, especially most of all looking at the wonderful decoration, because the building is several hundred years old and has some fantastic colours, statues and everything else, but also just enjoying the ambiance. Florence as a whole is wonderful. The views from up here on top of one of the nearby mountains are brilliant, and the flowers especially are absolutely gorgeous, especially in May and early June, a sight to behold. And talking of a sight to behold, this is the pool in the hotel I now stay at, the Villa Ptolemy, and look at that view. There is nothing nicer than swimming in the pool and seeing Florence spread out beneath you. That's why I have to say it's an even better pool than the one in the Villa Cora, and you can understand why I love being here. Indeed, the room view, the view from my room, is fantastic. You see the whole of Florence laid out there, and then you can afterwards strip off and go and swim in the pool for a couple of hours. What absolute bliss! I have to say, I enjoy every moment of it. The whole hotel is nice. Indeed, the route to the hotel is spectacular. Isn't that typically could only be in Florence? And you arrive there, you drive up to the hotel, underneath the canopy, park your little car, go in and check in. There's a little car parked. Happy to relax. I tend to take taxis around Florence. It's incredibly hard to drive. I love my room because of all the jasmine around it. So as you walk to the room, you smell all these fabulous odours of jasmine. And it's actually obviously much more modern than the Villa Cora, but a very pretty hotel with lots of roses and other flowers and shrubbery and trees. Again, the air wafts through into your bedroom and it's fantastic. Comes from outside. You can see the depths of all the greenery around with the sun shining on it, which I absolutely love. And even the odd statue, what on earth has happened to that poor woman's head? And it's just lovely being here. Much, much more about Florence and Italy in next week's or the next edition of A Victim Bites Back, but this has given you just a taste of Florence, which is a fantastic city, and my hotels and where I do business, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time around. A Victim Bites Back. This has been Jonathan King.